Now we're going to talk a little bit more about bingo fuel. Bingo fuel is a fuel state that we would set in our briefings, our formation briefings, wherein whoever observed it first typically would call it out, usually the wingman, 2, 3, or 4, like Reno 172 is bingo. What that means is he is now at a fuel state that dictates that they recover back to the home base to land with our minimum fuel. Usually our minimum fuel is around 600 pounds. So typically a bingo fuel would be around 1,200, 1,400 pounds, depending on which area you were working. And also depends on the weather and so forth like that. Now, there was always a low intensity philosophical discussion that went on about whether or not Lead should call bingo. My thoughts on that was, if I looked down and I saw I was right at 1,400 pounds, which was the set bingo for the day, just call up Houston Center or whoever it was and request a recovery. My feeling was that my wingman should be present enough to realize, look down at their fuel and say, oh yeah, he must be at bingo, we're going home. Just that obvious. But there were some guys that were just hard over on, no, Lead needs to keep everybody informed and we all hold hands and kumbaya. Give me a break. Anyway, Rat was the same conviction that I am. And this is one of those things, it's not a big deal in reality, but it kind of grates on you when you hear Reno 17 Lead is bingo. Well, then go home, you dummy. So anyway, Jim's up there flying on a check ride with this kid one day. Jim's in the number 2 airplane with a student and another IP and a student in the lead aircraft. And they're up there drilling through the skies late in the formation profile. And Lead calls out, Reno 17 Lead is bingo. Without hesitation, Jim gets on the mic button and he says, Roger, Reno 172 copies, rejoin, go channel 4. Now that's totally unheard of. 2 doesn't give commands like that. And I can only imagine what this kid in the lead aircraft was thinking at that time. I could just see this kid going, what the hell just happened? His eyeballs probably went straight ahead and 2 off flags dropped down. Well, now he's on the channel that we operated in the areas with, and Jim's gone over to channel 4. So Jim's over on channel 4. This kid comes over on channel 4. He says, Reno 17 Lead. And Jim says, 2 copies, Houston Center, Reno 17 flight of 2, requesting recovery to Randolph. And the kid says, Lead. And now they got a whole can of worms to get it sorted out. I'm not sure how they got it sorted out or how they eventually got back to Randolph. I was laughing so hard as Jim was relaying the story to me. Roger, Reno 172 copies, go channel 4. The other bingo story that I have, we had a flight at Vance Air Force Base one morning and one day, and there was it was a 2-ship flight, and very dear friend of mine, Jack, was leading it, and so he was briefing the flight. And the flight was 4 instructor pilots, so we're just up there flying for proficiency. So Jack gets down to the bingo part of the briefing. He says, all right, he says, and Jack used to rub his chin like this. He said, all right, for this morning, he says, our bingo is going to be a no shit 900 pounds. No shit 900 pounds. 900 pounds, that means you better be at the edge of the area closest to the base when you hit 900 pounds, because you're going to need it all to get back and land with 600 pounds. But he said it just matter-of-factly, no shit, 900 pounds. We eventually cranked it up to about 1,100 pounds before we came back, but still that was funny just the same. So now you have the story of bingo.